Hello everyone, welcome to another lecture video. Today we are going to see effective reading techniques and practices from module 3. Reading skills. Reading is very important skill and let's see how to improve them. Before seeing how to improve them, let's go and check out the significance and benefits of reading. Reading is one of the most important ways of knowing the world around us. And reading influences us in the following ways, like reading helps us to expand our mind and it helps us to know who we are, what you want, what we are fond of, and it helps us to explore the world that we don't know and we don't experience in first hand. So when different people write different things, when we read them, we come to gain the knowledge they gained through their experience without even experiencing them. So that is the true gift of reading. And let's go and check out the benefits that we get through reading. The first one is reading helps us to improve our vocabulary. If you are a person who wants to improve your communication skill, you must opt reading skills because reading has an immense role to play in improving your vocabulary. As well as reading helps you to comprehend certain things. Comprehension meaning understanding. So reading helps you to comprehend in an easy way. When you read voraciously, automatically your understanding capacity improves a lot. The more you read, the better your understanding skill improves. So we have to practice and reading in order to improve our understanding skills, and then it improves critical thinking. Okay, when you read, it improves your critical thinking and it improves your memory power. So it improves your IQ as well. So reading helps us in many ways. So it is very important to read properly. Okay, so when you just sit down to read, you must have felt like you don't even like to read. Within the moment you get distracted. So it is because you don't have any motive before you read. So you will have to have a motive and goal before you read. If you do that, definitely you will not get that easily distracted. So let's go and check out the process before we have to start reading. First one is before reading. Few things that you will have to follow before reading. First one is previewing. What is this preview? Having a glimpse about what you are going to read, okay, or just recapturing what you know about what you are going to read. Take for example, if you are going to read about mountains, so if you have a prior experience like going and visiting a mountain, so you can think about it. Or if you have heard certain things through your lessons, or you have learnt about certain mountain, for example Himalayas, so you can just remember that and you have to plan. Next one is plan. So plan what are the things that you are going to learn from the passage or from the essay, and then set a purpose. With I'm reading for this purpose, this is my goal. So when you do this process before you start reading, definitely you will not get distracted that easily. The next one is during reading. In the second step, it is very important. Read with a purpose. Yeah, that's our first purpose as well. At the same time, now and then you will have to remember the main point that you are reading for a purpose. Otherwise, you will get easily disconnected and distracted. And then connect. Take for example, I told you learned something through lesson about Himalayas. So when you read an essay about Himalayas, you can connect, relate things, and you can have it in your mind. The last one is after reading. After reading, you will have to recollect and reflect. Reflect meaning remembering and recollecting. And if you don't understand certain passage again, you will have to go for further reading. Next, there are some important techniques that we'll have to follow in reading in order to make our reading very effective. At the same time, if you don't want to waste your time and you have so many things lined up, so you don't want to waste your time, you can choose how important this activity is right now. If you are reading just for a fun, you can choose any one of the processes like skimming. If you are reading for an exam, you will have to go with intensive reading. Or if you're just reading for an test or competition, then you can go for scanning. So let's go and check them one by one. These are the four major types of reading techniques. First one is skimming, scanning, intensive and extensive reading. What is skimming? Skimming is reading for the gist of a text. Take for example, this technique is used for getting the gist of the whole text, just getting an idea about what this entire essay is going to say. And then we usually use this technique while we read newspaper, because we are not going to carry what we read in the newspaper forever. We are just reading it to get a gist, to get an idea about what is happening, where is happening, what's what. So for that kind of reading, okay, when you read newspaper, you don't need to go for intensive reading. You can just skim and just go on. The next one is, under this technique we read quickly to get main points and skip over the unnecessary things. It is useful in getting a preview of a passage before reading it in detail, or understanding of a passage after reading it. So getting a preview, so skimming helps you to get a preview about the text. Okay, the next one is scanning. Scanning, reading for a specific information. We do not need all the details, but we need only specific details, and we are going in hunt for them. So that is called scanning. Scanning through the text is a reading strategy that is used for getting some specific points by looking at the whole text. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you are reading the entire text. You just skip unnecessary things, you just underline, as if we are reading while we are preparing for our competitive exams. Like, you underline the important points in order to remember them. Sometimes you color them with the highlighter. So that kind of reading is called scanning. For highlighting the important points of the books, the readers can skim through the summary or the preface or the beginning and ending of the book. For example, this kind of reading is used to find out a telephone name from a telephone guidebook. And the next type of reading is called intensive reading. During intensive reading, you have a clear-cut idea about what you are going to read. And the next one is, you are going to remember all the points that you are going to read. The next point is, take for example, listing the chronology of an events in a long passage needs intensive reading. Okay, if you are going to just write something according to the chronological order, when you read, you will have to read it with careful, because you do not want to change your chronological order. The period should not change. It has to be in a chronological order. So that needs intensive reading. So you have to do it with 100% focus. And next one is, it helps language learners to understand the vocabulary and deducing the meaning out of the context. So here the language learners, they don't want to skip even a word. They want to understand everything in and out. So when they don't understand a word, they definitely go back to the dictionary in order to understand the meaning completely. Moreover, it helps to retain the information for a longer period of time. So intensive reading helps you to retain the information for long period of time. Next comes extensive reading. This kind of reading is just for pleasure. So because there is an element of enjoyment in extensive reading, take for example, when you are reading a novel, that is extensive reading, because you don't have any motive, you don't have any purpose, you just read it for your own pleasure. That kind of reading is called extensive reading. When you do extensive reading, you don't need to go for dictionary now and then, because if you do that, you're just reading it for entertainment. So when you refer dictionary now and then, that will interrupt the flow of your creativity and your imagination and you would lose fun. At the end, you may end up reading in the halfway through. So when you do extensive reading, it's not suggestive to refer dictionary when you don't know the words now and then. After 4 pages, you would come to understand how to figure out the meaning of a word without even referring the dictionary. Next one is active reading style. What is this active reading style? This aims to get an in-depth understanding of the text. It is not possible by reading to skim through or scan through. It involves a particular technique, preposition evaluation, structured preposition evaluation. So this technique is found out by Martiner Adler, and it is mainly applicable to non-fiction writing. Okay, non-fiction reading. Take for example, when you read documents, when you read reports, you have to focus with your 100%. So at that time, you need a structure to understand clearly, to read properly, and to retain the things whatever you read in the book or document. So what are the 3 patterns? First one is studying the structure of the work. So first you are going to study the structure of the work, in what structure it is arranged, and next the logical prepositions made and organized into chains of inference. So next one is you are going to analyze the logical arrangement of the paragraphs or the events, and the next one is evaluation of the merits of the argument and conclusion. So this is the pattern of active reading style. Next comes comprehension. So what is this comprehension? Reading comprehension is an intentional, active and interactive process that occurs before, during and after a person reads. So reading comprehension is a very important act, because even if it is a professional or a student, his tests, his possibilities and abilities are tested through reading comprehension. That is why we take a lot of exams like IELTS, okay, OTE, in order to test our reading comprehension skills. Reading comprehension is one of the pillars of the act of reading. When a person reads a text, he engages in a complex array of cognitive process. So in reading comprehension, we have 3 types. One is literal. The first one is literal. Literal comprehension involves what the author is actually trying to say. The reader wants to understand the author's point of view. That is literal comprehension reading. The reader needs to understand the ideas and information explicitly stated in the reading material. Some of this information in the form of recognition and recalling facts, identifying. Take for example, in this, when you come to understand the author's point of view, the writer's point of view, sometimes you may agree with the author, with the fact that you already know about what you are reading. The next one is inferential reading. This inferential reading is nothing but it deals with what the author symbolically means by what is said. Okay, take for example, when you do inferential reading, you will have to read between the lines and make the inferences about things not directly stated. Sometimes the writers are not allowed to write certain things very apparently, to be put it in that way. So due to that factor, certain writers choose symbolical writing style. So here intellectual readers are allowed to read between the lines and figure out the meaning by themselves. So it is made in the main context, supporting details, sequences and causes and effects and relationships. Sometimes reading certain sophisticated type of work is only meant for intellectual people, or sometimes the author must have chosen precise writing style. So at that time you will have to read between the lines in order to connect everything in an organized way and figure out the meaning. And next comes critical comprehension reading. It concerns about why the author says what he says. Okay, so whether the author is supporting one particular group, or he is taking a balanced stand, or he is with the other person. So here you don't need, the reader doesn't need to agree with the author's point of view, but the reader's pure duty is to analyze whether the author is giving the right information. That's it. So thank you for